and taking care of someone who's sick and not being able to do much is one of the worst feelings in the world. That's
Absolutely.
why I don't have kids. All right, so spawning in the top left position, we have Ewic from VP, which is VP Gamers. And spawning over here on the right-hand side of the map, we have Future from Team Rain. So I think this will be a great series. I'm very excited for it.
I am looking forward to this tournament. I mean, Rain definitely impressed me with 2 very good builds in the last series. I'm yet to cast a Ewic game. I know you have, and you've spoken good things about him. And he beat Listal, who typically dominates the tournament, so he definitely cannot be anything that's not shy of impressive, so should be a good game.
Ewic was Masters last season and then got GM this season.
Oh, excellent.
So, he stepped up his game. I think joining VP, he's a newer addition to VP, or relatively, so I think that has been good for him as well. Probably a good group of guys over there.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very, very good.
Yep, and I think they normally join the team series, which is still on Sundays. I think Zeke is still doing it. I'm not 100% positive about that, but I think so.
Since they no longer let us cast it.
Yeah, well, I think they haven't really been having anyone cast it, but...
Yeah. Which is a shame, because that was the one that they really wanted casted.
Yeah, it was a really good tournament. So, maybe with some of the restructuring that they're doing as far as the casting and things go, they'll be able to get that back up and running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely look forward to see where they go with it. Waffle seems to be a great guy, and seems like he's going to get things in order and make it more exciting.
Yeah, I think so. I think that there's definitely been enough demand that people are wanting to watch tournaments, all the time. And Zeke has the infrastructure there, so they might as well utilize it more. So I think that they're going to be doing that.
Exactly.
All right. And if you're just joining us, I am Pyronia, and with me is Phegan.
Hello.
You can follow us on Twitter, Pyronia, Phegan. You can follow Zeke on Twitter, Zeke Gaming. If you have yet to get your feet wet, you should totally get your feet wet by joining a Zeke tournament. They have a tournament for everything, anyone, all levels, all types of players. And if you don't see something that you like, you can create your own tournament to make sure there is a tournament specifically for you.
They do have the Bronze, Silver, Gold daily tournament, so if you're a little intimidated in playing the regular daily tournament against Masters, Grandmaster, and Pro-level players, that is definitely a good tournament for you, unless you're in Platinum. Well, you're kind of out of luck.
Well, there's a Daywalker Platinum as well.
And there's the Diamonds Are Forever tournament that...
Yep, Diamonds Are Forever, and if you play over in the EU server, they also have EU dailies. There's 2v2s. I don't know if there's 4v4s, things like that, but I'm sure you could make one if you really wanted to.
I always say there is, but I might be very wrong. And to sound like a terrible infomercial, so what you're saying is, there's a tournament for everyone here.
I know. And if you sign up for one, we'll automatically sign you up for a second tournament for free.
Just pay additional
shipping.
ship.
A sham wow and a hooker.
Well, you have to add the point of just pay additional shipping and processing.
Right, exactly.
Because that's where they get you on those infomercials.
And then we'll also send a free StarCraft 2 Snuggie. That would be the deal sealer right there.
I hope they have StarCraft 2 Snuggies.
I don't know. They have Playboy Snuggies, so I don't know.
Of course they do.
Why not StarCraft 2? I know, right?
My wife actually
Girls
got
who have Playboy Snuggies, I'd be a little bit leery of. FYI, guys.
My wife actually got a Snuggie for Christmas 2 years ago from her mother.
Was it a Playboy Snuggie?
It was not a Playboy Snuggie.
Okay, good. I'm a little concerned if she got a Playboy Snuggie from her mom. That'd be an interesting mom.
I don't remember it. I don't think it was like a leopard print one. I think it was your standard run-of-the-mill Snuggie, but I know they do have the leopard prints. And they're the designer Snuggies.
I know, right? Can I get a Louis Vuitton Snuggie?
No Louis Vuitton, just leopard print. Alright, so, what we have going on. Both players are getting their expansions. The Nexus has already finished for Future, and the Command Center has finished and being morphed into an orbital. We do have a robotics facility, a factory, both coming up, one for each player, obviously. And that is basically it. No proxy... Oh, we do have a proxy pylon right over in the edge.
Yeah, I've been waiting for something to build by that proxy pylon, and it hasn't yet.
That actually does not have power, the upper level of the ramp, so he's not actually going to be able to warp anything in on that, if that's what his plan was.
I don't believe so. I was thinking that maybe there was another Stargate there, but... Although, he might be Nope, I guess he can't quite make it over to the backside of the mineral line there, but...
No. That's actually... He's not going to want to warp in there to kind of come around to the front, because that's a long walk. So I think he was trying to catch the edge of that ledge, but just missed it.
It could just be there to see when, if his opponent takes that expansion,
Taking his fourth. Yeah, I assume that's where his fourth would go. Unless he wants to expand away from the Protoss player, but it's Terran, I don't think it's a terrible idea to expand. Oh, we do have a robotics bay already started. Where is it? There it is.
Yep, so we're going to have fast Colossi, and it looks like he's preparing to take his third too, so he's clearing out those rocks.
So really just kind of a standard macro game.
So he did not see the robotics facility, or the robotics bay, but he saw everything else. So nice placement on that building. It sort of...
He actually didn't see the robo either. The robotics... he didn't see the facility or the bay. He saw neither of them.
Oh, yep, you're right.
So
sneaky placement there.
That is excellent placement. He did see the cybernetics core, though. So he knows he knows he's got warp gate.
All right, and I think that pylon isn't going to get scouted. Nope. We do have a sneaky third being taken down here by Ewic. I think that's a nice idea. I'm excited for that. And looks like we've got a little marine drop coming out here.
Yeah,
we do have stim, but we don't have combat shields.
And he knows it's coming because he did have that Zelnaga watchtower, so he's just kind of pulling back in, getting himself in a good position. He actually, Future doesn't have a ton of units to deal with this. His first Colossi is up, so that should rip through those Marines, but only 4 Zealots and 2 Sentries. So, and he snipes off that observer.
Little observer there. And he's probably going to see that Colossus and the army and just run away.
Yeah, he's like, alright.
That is a good call. Definitely a good decision.
I don't want to melt my units to the hands of this Colossi.
Yep, and he's going to stim everything away. So it does use a little bit of extra energy, but he was able to get out of that without you losing, I don't think he lost any Marines there.
He lost 1.
1 Marine.
1 Marine. And that's not a huge deal, but that medevac is now making its way back. But Future does know of it because of his pylon over in the edge. So he's just going to try and pick off that medevac before it gets into his base. And one more shot. It's not going to make it, but he's going to be... Oh, he already has Stalkers waiting. So that medevac is going to meet its doom very, very soon.
He might just leave it back there and then at some sort of
at a later point in the game
drop it, which isn't a bad idea.
So the Terran.
So I like how he's taking this really long way around to his expansion there, just to ensure that it's not scouted.
Yeah, it's a very smart idea.
I'm a little bit worried about him actually. I'm not 100% sure if he has enough units.
Oh, losing a lot of SCVs to that Colossi. He lost 7 very, very quickly. We do have Vikings up, though. So those Colossi are going to be slightly limited now that he has Vikings. Not a ton. Good amount of Stalkers, though. 12 Stalkers. So a good amount to deal with those Vikings. And only Marines. No Marauders. No, 3 Marauders. I'm sorry. There are Marauders on the map, but not a ton. It's a lot of Stalkers,
so as far
though.
as income, we've got 53 SCVs still to 44 probes. We've got a little bit of 2-pronged action going on over here.
That SCV count is quickly melting under those Colossi.
Actually, it's not doing too bad.
He's killed 10 total.
He's kept on producing them, so he's still maintaining his lead.
We've got a flaming supply depot that is about to go down, and it will supply block him once that supply depot...
Oh, no.
There we go. He saw it, and he is repairing it. Just lucky, but Future has no idea about this secret expansion. So similar to the secret expansions he had against Mr. Papadopoulos, there's a secret expansion for Ewic that has gone unfound.
And we'll have to see, how long it takes him before he starts realizing, well, there's just too much here to be off of the one expansion, so there's got to be something else, and starts hunting.
Those Colossi are still doing so much damage, melting all those units. He finally gets into that bunker, but that bunker, the bunker is going to go down with the Colossi range. And this push is a very strong push, but he should have enough to at least hold it off. But the Colossi are doing so much damage. There are a whole bunch of SCVs right there. Oh, but the Colossi are all dead under those Vikings. So we're stabilized here, and the Terran player has actually ended up with 20 supply ahead. And it looks like those units, they did not drop. They dropped out at the third, but there was no third yet. There are a good amount of Stalkers there that are going to try and kite the Marines and just finish them off. Excellent micro pulling back the injured Stalker, though, while he's warping it.
Yeah. So at this point, I just have to think that, you know,
he's got to think.
Future's looking at the battle and realize that there's something more here at play.
Yeah, I think he's got to have an idea that there's an expansion, but they are both going to meet in the middle, and this actually is not going to be a good engagement for the Stalkers. Oh, but he picks off a Viking. Excellent pick-off there.
That was nice. We still do have some Colossus in production, so we don't have any on the field, but we've got one in production. Blink on the way.
Vikings are still in production. He's actually producing one Viking, one medevac. So he's kind of mixing it up just to make it more effective. Ghost Academy is just about done.
Yeah, so I like how he's going to try and stay one step ahead. So the Ghost Academy is actually being done prior to the Templar Archives being done, which is going to be really smart. He'll be able to get those Ghost upgrades, which is great.
Yeah, Future still think this is 2-base and 2-base. Mm-hmm. He's taking his third now, but this third by Ewic is paying dividends, and it is so vulnerable. It's vulnerable to the point where
he hasn't had anything there. He hasn't invested anything, and it's getting mostly mined out, and then he'll be able to take his fourth.
The Stalkers are moving, and he might get caught out of position here. Someone's going to be caught out of position here. There's a push right across the middle of the map by the Terran player, and he is not going to have enough to hold this if the Stalkers don't get back. But it looks like the Stalkers are going to get to the base first and maybe force him back. Nope, he is going to go right in. He knows that those Stalkers aren't there, and he's going to stem right into the natural. Stalkers are staying at the natural of the Terran player. So this push is going to push in. He's just pulling back, being patient, but he has nothing to take care of those Vikings. So the Colossi does go down. So this does not look good at all for Future.
No, it doesn't.
And he is going to lose most of his gateways, and I think this is pretty much going to be GG. He's going to lose all of his production. Those Vikings are going to stop any Colossi that pop out. And he's really, I think, just hoping for a base race. Excellent micro.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to get there. So he's got this little army of Stalkers here that's getting picked off by the few reinforcements, some SCVs over there.
And,
I think he's going to be a little bit unhappy with himself there. Alright, and GG. So, that that hidden expansion, I think, was the turning point there. I think that after Future, when he reviews this replay, he's going to be angry at himself because it was the exact same type of thing that he did, which worked so well for him and saved him a game. And unfortunately, this time, it was not in his favor.
Someone on the chat thought I was Cat's Pajamas.
Cat's Pajamas. You should be flattered.
I absolutely am flattered.
Only.
I love Cat's Pajamas.
Do you have a beard like that?
I wish I had a beard like that.
Me too. Oh, wait. Just kidding.
I'm very flattered that someone thought I was Cat's Pajamas.
It's your sexy caster voice. Alright, and go ahead and join off me.
I am joined.